going on? It's Guerilla Talks. I'm Avery.
It's your boy Melvin.
And this is episode number 1. And we are finally coming to you. This is, of course, that safe space we've been talking about for men to finally open up. We're going to be talking about topics related to men's mental health, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, whatever you can come up with. We're going to talk about anything and everything possible. This is an open platform. We're going to be featuring numerous different influential males, plus your average Joes, because I think a lot of times we get too caught up on, what the celebrity lifestyle is and how they feel, and we don't catch up or really focus on the everyday American or everyday citizen, like me and Mel.
Facts.
So, recently, the inbox is open for you guys to go ahead and hit us up with topics. We got hit with a topic, being okay with not being okay. I think a lot of times as men, we have to feel, or society makes us feel, as if we have to have everything together constantly. If you don't have it figured out, you're behind the ball. And that's not the case. I found out the hard way. It's not the case. I don't know what's your opinion.
I feel like I would say it's definitely not the case, right? But I would say like social media and stuff like that, we put a lot of that stuff on ourselves because we make it look like we all got it going on, right? Everything that you see, nobody on social media is posting up their struggles, right? That's you never see nobody on social media.
Can't pay the rent.
Evicted, right? Those posts don't exist, right? It's always, hey, I got that job, right? Hey, I'm going on this date, right? Hey, I'm spending this money, right? Hey, payday, get money, right? So everything on social media looks like everybody's got it together, right? Until you actually talk to your friends, right? You talk to your partners and you figure out, oh yeah, they're going through the same struggles as me, right? And I think, especially being okay with being okay. Man, as men, like, not too many men just look at each other and be like, bro, I'm sad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's all right to be sad, right? It's okay to be like, man, I just, hey, I just lost this job, man, I'm sad, right? Hey, I just got out of a long relationship, I'm sad, right? My world ain't what I thought it was gonna be, I'm sad. We look down on that so much.
I think even worse, I don't know one man walking this earth until you get the help needed comes out and says, I'm depressed. You're more likely to hear I'm sad than, dude, I've been depressed for a while.
Yeah. Well, I think sadness is step one, right? I think sadness hits you, and then I think acceptance will take you into I'm depressed, right? And then I think there's a difference between a state of being depressed and actually having like depression, right? Which are two different things to me, right? Yeah. Being sad is step one. Being depressed is you now, okay, I'm sad. And now instead of taking the time out to address the things that are making me sad, taking the time out to be like, okay, I'm sad, but now I have to move on. Now you've kind of settled into that sadness, right? Now you're depressed.
Yeah.
Right now, instead of being like, hey, I need to do this or I need to do that, I just don't know where to start. Yeah. You're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna make an excuse for this. I'm gonna make an excuse for that, and I'm gonna go deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole.
I'm gonna sleep in today because I don't have the energy, so I don't want to get up. And then when you do wake up, it's like you lethargically move around rather than, realizing, well, I'm in this state. What do I need to do to get out of this state? I need to become productive.
Exactly. And now you done move past your sadness and now you're depressed. Yep. Right? Which is, again, different from depression. Right? So that's the biggest thing is giving yourself enough time to be like, okay, or being vulnerable enough to be like, all right, yeah, I'm sad. Right? This did not work out the way I thought it was going to work out. Right? I'm going to take the time out to go ahead. I'm going to have this sadness, I'm going to have this emotion, but then I'm going to wipe them tears, and now it's time to move on.
Some people, and I've learned this as I've become more open to talking to people, I've learned that So you have some sadness or depression that is started from situational. So your divorces, your breakups, your job loss, financial, like you just financially may have a job, but it's just financially not working. It's not putting you ahead of the bills. Then you have other ones, and those are, I've noticed, like the faster you're able to say you are not okay, the faster you can fix the other ones. The other ones are, and I talk about it a lot, trauma based. It's depression, it's sadness, but it stems from something deeper than just fixing your job issue or fixing your relationship or taking like a month of getting over your past relationship. When it's trauma based, it's deep rooted. So you have to look at, the root causes, and it sometimes you got to actually sit for a while and figure out what it is that's causing it. Like what background issue, what like childhood trauma, or
I mean,
even
I take
even
it.
relationship stuff, like even like marital stuff. That's more of a trauma versus a situation.
Well, I mean, a lot of times those things will be the root cause of your situational trauma, right? And a lot of times we don't realize that until you figure out exactly what that childhood trauma is, exactly what those traumas you've been dealing with in your life that causes you to have these habits, right? If you always procrastinate, that's probably stemming from something from your childhood. You've probably been procrastinating for a very, very long time, which
Yeah.
now has led you to get fired from your job, right?
Yeah.
Now, which has led you not to put an effort into a relationship, right? Which has led you to these things. So it's probably the deep-rooted cause is your trauma, right? If you can address that first, then you can start to say, okay, yeah, I need to realize that this is a pattern. Right? This is a pattern of things that I constantly do. This is a pattern of things that I'm constantly self-sabotaging myself every time I turn around.
Yep.
And I need to go ahead and start to break that.
Yep.
And then everything else in my life will start to come into balance. Things will start to get better, right? I'll start to wake up earlier. I'll start to make lists, and I'll start to check those things off of what I really need to take care of, what's important, things like that.
It was easier for me when I was depressed to, and I didn't realize it at the time. When we were younger, I wouldn't want to do a lot, but I always got up and went to the gym. I'd constantly go to the gym, but I was like, that was what kept me from becoming like a huge procrastinator. And what I did was I took that behavior and I was like, you know what? So if I can fix my weakness or whatever, because remember, I wasn't strong at first. I was not strong at all. Sad. But I took that thought process, like I focused on it, I hammered at it over and over and over, and I ended up, fixing my issue. So I was like, you know what? If I take that same approach towards everything else, so, I want to be productive. I want the most out of my day, especially, I look a lot towards 5-10 years. If you want a better life in 5 or 10 years, you're not going to get it being stuck in your sadness. You're not going to get it, waking up late or sleeping all day. Like, it's not going to happen. It's impossible. There's no way you're going to outdo the other people who are who are chasing success, trying to become something more than what they are. Because whether you realize it or not, you're still in competition with everybody else.
Yeah, definitely.
Regardless of whatever you do, you're in competition with somebody. You're not going to outwork them by sitting on your behind and wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then you go grind for 3-4 hours, and then come back and you sleep again, and then you get up again and you're a little active for a few hours, and now you're so exhausted you gotta rest. Like, and there's a lot of people who think they're grinding and think they're working, like I'm getting after it, but you're really not.
Yeah. I mean, the thing I noticed, especially like today's day and age, right? I don't think too many people are worried about being the best at anything anymore, right? It's a very, very few select people that are really like, I want to be the best at what I do, right? I want to be the best at my craft. I want to be the best at this or the best at that, right? So a lot of times, especially like I lead people, right, professionally. So when I'm talking to people, I know that most people don't want to be the best at what they do.
Yeah.
Right? So I got to kind of figure out a way of just talking to them on just how do they be the best them, right? Because we realize that in competition, people shy away from competition a lot these days.
A lot.
Right? As soon as competition is on, that's the first sign that they back up, right? And then that's when the excuses set in, right?
Yeah.
And they hit you with everything in the book, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that's not important to you. I got it, right? We want everything that hardworking, successful people get, but we don't want to put in the hard work to get to it. I got you, right? So how are we just being the best selves that we can be, right? How are you being your best self, right? And a lot of this stuff, especially when we start to talk about, not being okay, a lot of that stuff just stems from you yourself, right? You're sleeping in late, and then you're upset with yourself that you slept in late and you didn't have enough time, right? You overeat, and now you're upset with yourself that you overate, right? And you regret it as soon as you finish it, but beforehand it wasn't a thought to you, right? It's all those unintentional things that we do, and those habits and stuff that we do, that it's just a vicious cycle until you finally work up enough nerve and until you fed up, right? I think I read a quote the other day. It was like, when the pain of you doing what you've been doing, right, hurts enough, then you'll change it. When you just can't take it anymore, right? When you finally in your brain, you're like, man, I just can't live like this anymore. I just can't continue on going like this anymore, right? That's when finally something in your brain will snap, and now your brain will go into survival mode and be like, we got to change, right? And a lot of people don't change until that moment happens.
Okay.
Right? And then, of course, it's an uphill battle, right? Now you're going to be sad when you first start off stuff like that, because it's so many different changes in your life. It's a habit that you've never done, right? And these things are going to be tough.
And the fear, I think in those changes, the craziest part that no one talks about is the fear that comes with it. Because you have no idea what's going to happen when you make these changes. Only thing you know is what you used to know. So you're like, what if I do make these changes? What if I do this and I get the same result? And the same result for most was pain at some point. So it's like, I may do this and end up right back in the same pain I was in before.
Well, I would say that's the same reason people don't compete, right? It's that fear.
Fear of loss.
Right? It's the fear that you're going to fail. Right? And that's why a lot of people don't even attempt a lot of things that they want to do, because they fear somebody's going to make fun of them. They fear that it's not going to work out, right? They fear that they're going to try their best and their best just ain't going to be enough, right? And it's weird, because when you do stuff like that, you're going to feel the opposite, right? As soon as you do something like that and you're like, man, I put my best foot forward, it didn't work out, now you'll know for sure this ain't for you, right? I can't stand like people talking about stuff that they never did, right? And how they would have been the best at it if they would have done it, right? That's just the biggest fairy tale that I hear all the time.
I get that one. I get the one I get the most. I'm like, yo, I want to do X, Y, Z. Like, I got the supplement company, looking to open in the gym. And I get the most advice from people who have never done it. Oh, you want to make sure you look into this. Make sure you check that. Make sure you do, like, yo, my man, like, oh, you had this company before? And they be like, nah, yo, I work at Walmart. I'm like, and it's no knock at Walmart, but if you've never done it, how are you giving advice on how to do it?
Exactly.
Like, where did you get your education as to how I should do it? Where's your experience from? Like, what are we going off of?
Look, man, what was it? Jay-Z said it the best, man. Everybody's a critic. Everybody can tell you how to do it. They never did it.
Okay.
Right? It's easy to look from something from far away and be like, oh man, they should have done this or they should have done that, right? It's always perspective, and we feel like looking out, everybody always feels like they have the best perspective, right? I can tell you, there's going to be football starts on Sunday, right? Yeah. And there'll be millions upon millions of people at home criticizing somebody for dropping a catch, criticizing somebody for overthrowing a pass, right? But none of us know what that feel like. No. You don't know what it feels like to have billions of people watching you, right? You don't know what it feels like to have a professional athlete running 20 miles per hour at you, coming to take your head off, right? You don't know what that feels like.
But you trying to catch it with your fingers.
Right?
You're like, oh.
You can't fathom the feeling.
No.
You can't fathom the type of nerve you have to have, right? The preparation that has to go into it. It's something you'll never know about.
The stuff that they process, like, they're processing the amount of practice they have, plus family life, plus when the game is on, every fumble or interception or whatever, like they're thinking, you just see like, oh, I can't believe he dropped that pass. He has to look at the thousands among thousands of tweets and
Yeah.
posts and all that's highlighting his fumble. That's highlighting like this is it might be the hottest topic to the next game, depending on how bad it is.
Yeah.
Or
And depending on who you are,
Yeah.
right? When a nobody drops a pass, we're like, okay, that was nobody, right? As soon as DJ Metcalf drop a pass, we're like, oh nah, right? And that's also another fear of people who do well, right?
Yeah.
Like
you're always criticized.
Yeah.
You'll never be criticized, and this is my favorite saying, and I live by this. You will never be criticized by somebody doing more than you. You'll always be criticized by somebody that's doing way less than you. Mm-hmm. The person that's sitting on the other side of that table, and they probably not on the other side of the table, but that's just because they wouldn't even be at the table. But the person that's on the other side that's criticizing you while you're trying to open that business has never opened a business. Mm-hmm. The person that's on the other side of you criticizing your relationship probably has a toxic relationship or never really had a healthy relationship in the first place.
Yeah.
All they know is criticism. So it's like I know with me, everything I do nowadays, I do my best to ensure that in these circles I move in, I have people who have either done what I'm trying to do, either you've done it, you have that way you have some type of experience, you've gotten educated in it, so you can help, or you're just an uplifting person. Because I don't have. Once I became okay with not being okay, I was able to fix me. But once I fixed me, I realized the circle of people I had moved into were people who were not okay not being okay. They were those people who were like, you won't admit that you have a problem, but you need to drink every day. And then when you ask, are you okay? They don't want to talk about it. Like, and that's fine if you don't want to talk about it, but don't move through life dragging me back down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need a bunch of friends that are okay with it's Friday night, yo, let's pour up some drinks. Like, we can have a drink or two.
Yeah.
That's fine. Nothing, I'm not knocking it, drinking, But at the end of the night, after we spend however long together, have we talked about anything substantial while we've been sitting here? Like, we spent 4 hours, not the whole 4 hours, but has at least 30 minutes been productive? Have we talked about anything? Anything productive? Have we talked about business? Have we talked about what we could do? Because I'm doing pretty well, you're doing pretty well. Almost every time we link up, we have talked about something moving forward that we can look into doing or that we should plan on doing. But if we only link up and we talking about, man, bro, this girl killing me. Or, man, bro, these taxes killing me. Man, bro, my car broke. Man, it's great. We talk about problems. What are the solutions?
Yeah.
The solutions to everything that you bring, typically most people bring up, and it's sad, not everything is rooted in money. And I tell people, money don't bring peace. Money don't bring happiness. But it'll take you to happy store. It'll pull you right up to it.
Steve Harvey said money. He said money.
That's where I got it
Money
from.
will never buy happiness, right? He said all money does is it make big problems, just minor inconveniences, right? Like what's a huge problem to somebody that could just, car breaks down and that can send somebody's whole thing just spiraling. If you got some money, right? Car breakdown, you pay that thing, it's nothing, right? You keep on moving about your day,
Yeah.
right?
So I'll be.
And I think if we're especially talking about being okay with not being okay, I think there's also a certain level of confidence that comes into that, right? And a certain level of just knowing yourself, right? I always use sports analogies because I think sports is probably still one of the purest forms of people really competing, right? People working every day to be the best at their craft, right? It's one of the few places where you really still find that, and it still relates to everything in life in general, right? If you're a salesperson, right? If you are, any type of profession that you do, athletes take that and it's a certain type of craft that they put in, and it's a certain type of beauty that they always put in, and it's so pure, right? Where you may go to your job and you may find other people like, oh, well, I'm just here for I'm just here for the check, man, right? I ain't really trying to put in this or trying to do that. Where if you're on a professional sports team, right, everybody's like, no, man, we working today.
Yeah.
I'm working to get better today. And I'm working to try to get better than I was yesterday. And right, they're constantly, but as soon as, especially when we talk about like the higher athletes, right, your big names, right, your Stephon Diggs, right, your Patrick Mahomes, your Tom Brady's, right, they all share the same similar characteristics and work ethic. And the one thing I love is, even when we talk about them dropping that big pass, right, or missing that throw, it's done from there, right? They're going to get those same tweets. People are going to talk about them on TV the next day, right? They're going to get all of that same stuff. But guess what? They already moved past it.
Yeah.
Right? And the biggest thing is because they have the confidence and the diligence and the work ethic to say, okay, yeah, I missed that one, but the habits that I do, the work that I put in, I'm going to get the next one.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what makes them a high level athlete. They deliver more times than they don't deliver, right? And that's what they do constantly. But it's that confidence, and they get that confidence from the work that they put in every day.
And you have to, when you're fixing yourself, for lack of a better way, when you go to fix yourself, when you deconstruct or reconstruct, reconstructing has to have a lot of confidence. Because, like, let's go 3 years ago. 3 years ago, let's say my car break down. Boy, 3 years ago was the end of the world. I'm talking about, like, I'm calling, bro, my car, oh my God, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm at the house like, oh, I gotta call out of work for at least 2 days. I gotta figure this out. Oh, Lord, like, and it took me to realize, like, but you're in survival mode. And that's what it took me to realize. Like, I was stuck in survival mode for years. And that's what it does. Like, you lose your confidence. You lose your self-worth. So everything's the end of the world. Like, there's no point in keep going. Like now, today, anything can happen today. And I'm like, I may get upset for maybe 20 minutes to an hour. I give you that. I may get upset. Probably, the longest it'll be is an hour. Let me go ahead and vent. Let me, go sit in the corner. I'm gonna go hit these weights, lift some stupid stuff, and then I'm gonna come back out and I'm like, oh, we good. We all right. What? I'm like, because it's not the end of the world. I've had too many end of the world moments, and at this point to think like, okay, oh God, we gonna get through this.
I'd say it, especially when you talk about rebuilding yourself, it also takes just a level of humility.
Yeah.
Right? And we forget that part a whole lot of times. Right? I'll give you, especially when we're talking about mentally, right? Like a year, I would say I've probably been on my health journey now for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Right? So I was about 284 pounds, 192 right now. Right?
Right.
So the things that when I first started, I had to get over just, this is my beginning, right? Like I have to get it in the mud, right? So a lot of the same stigmas that everybody else goes through, right? You go to the gym and you're like, oh man, I don't want to be that fat guy in the gym, right? And I'm out here struggling and I'm lifting baby weights while, fucking 315 pound guys over here, he lifting 450, right? And I'm like,
yeah.
Right? I got to be like, realize that person's on their own path, right? And they on their own journey. And the biggest thing for me was just getting past and getting to the level of being like, it's okay for me to suck right now, right? It's going to be okay for me to not do the things that I want to do, right? Basketball is something I've done since a child, right? It's something I love. It's something that used to come easy to me, right? I used to work very hard at it, right? All throughout high school, stuff like that, right? I was being recruited as a D1 athlete, right, in 10th grade.
Okay.
This was like my life, right?
Baseball, constant. I remember when we was young, I'm like, we at the court. I'm with him like 8 o'clock in the morning. We at the court. We be at the court all day to about like 1 or 2, and then you take a break. We will walk from Hillendale basketball court to the McDonald's. And looking back, it's the most unhealthy decisions we've ever made. And shame on whoever worked at the Safeway and the McDonald's, because we would go and we would get was it 50 cent or 99 cent 2 liter?
99 cent 2 liters.
And you think about it, completely unhealthy because there was no water bought.
Horrible.
2 liter of soda, and then you get a bunch of McDoubles and then go back to the court with your diabetes in a bag,
Yeah.
and we would just eat McDonald's and drink soda, and then play basketball for the rest of the day until like past dark. You can't see,
Hey.
getting hit in it. It was like you take like, pause. You take like 3 hits to the face, and then you like, yo, all right, it's time to go home.
But I loved it so much, right? It's the
Yeah.
one thing I can do right now without even thinking about it, without even thinking about it being exercise or anything
Yeah,
like that.
it's
Like
dope.
I just love it, right? So fast forward, right? That was when we were, early teens, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like young adults. And then fast forward, I'm in my late 30s, right? And I'm like, oh my goodness, right? I'm overweight. I still love basketball, right? So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the one thing I can do to try to ramp myself into it, right? And I'm like, okay, I can shoot by myself, but I'm really not gonna get the exercise that I need. I need to start playing with people. So like there's some guys I knew from my job and stuff, right? They're in their early 20s, right? And they're like, hey man, we ball at this school, right? Come through. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, cool, right? So I'm coming to this school, and just every Sunday they just give me the business, right? Like I'm just like, I'm gassed, I'm winded, right? They outballing me. I'm like, oh my goodness, man, right? But I'm showing up every Sunday because I know like this is not gonna be how it's gonna be forever, right? I
Yeah.
know 2 months from now I'm gonna be faster. 2 months from now I'm gonna be lighter. 3 months from there I'm gonna get my shot back, right? 4 months from there I'm gonna get my footwork back, right? And now all of a sudden I'm gonna be back, right? But I had to have that thought of like, I know I gotta go through this pain, right? I know I gotta be humbled, right? I know that this is just gonna be what it is
Yeah.
until I get to the level that I wanna get to. And then when I get there, I'm gonna be back on top, right? But it takes us having to know that we got to go through that mud.
Yeah.
Takes us having that humility. Takes us having that humility to be like, I'm gonna be embarrassed, right? And it's okay for me to be embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
Right now where I'm at, it's okay.
So similar to that, I go through the same thing. Almost every time I go through an injury. Bodybuilding is full of injuries. Like, it's what people don't talk about. No one talks about the amount of injuries you get. Like lifting that kind of weight, even like what a lot of people don't realize, we don't constantly lift heavy weight, but just that kind of tension on the muscle
Yeah.
that long, like you're bound to sprain, injure, like tear something. And it takes humility because when you come back, like, man, I was just in the gym maybe like 3 months ago with like, 10-pound dumbbells, looking like a duck. I ain't flying nowhere. I can't fly. But I'm just go ahead and flap these wings. But I know what my end goal is, so this is part of that getting back to where I need to be. You know what I mean? And it's, humility always plays a huge part. That, and then when you realize that a lot of the stuff you're worried about when you're going through these moments goes back to fear. And these are, a lot of times fear is so false. It's not truly there. Like
Yeah.
what you're afraid of isn't truly there. Like guys go to the gym, and I use the gym a lot because that's where I'm at. But you know how many young guys I get, even older guys that like want to ask for advice, and they're like, "Yo, I was gonna ask you, but and you seem so focused." And I'm like, "Dude, what are you afraid of?" And they're like, "What am I gonna do? Bite your head off?" Like,
Exactly.
I'm like, your fear, that's your own thing. All you gotta do is say, "Excuse me." I was like, typically the gym is actually one of the most friendliest places you'll find. People like, a lot of guys that are in there, especially the guys that have been doing it for a long time, we love passing that passion and information on to the next person. This is something I have studied for 20 years. Like, yeah, body mechanics. Let me show you how this works. Let me show you what this do. Oh no, you want to grow that? Boom, 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 boom. Like you with basketball. If I have any questions with I want to work on something, I'm like, yo, I know all I gotta do is call, even if he at work. Hey bro, I'm trying to work on this, my pivot, and I'm trying to develop this quick step, and I ain't going out playing LeBron, but I don't want to get dogged in front of my kids while I'm playing on the court.
Yeah, true.
So I have to call him. He's so passionate, I can almost guarantee you, if I'm like, yo, I'm at the court right now, he's like, oh, go drop the pin. He out there jumping some basketball. Actually, you know what? He probably got basketball shorts underneath his dress clothes. See, look, that's why he laughing so hard, because he know I'm right.
Oh man,
Yeah,
you remember high school used to do
Yeah,
that?
that's where I got it from.
Right.
You be like, you be sitting in class, you like got the fresh outfit on. You like, hey, I'm about to just head home. Nah, I'm gonna swing by old girl house. I'm going to kick it real quick. You walk into the house. Y'all playing ball? Y'all playing ball? You start tugging at the pants. You like, oh, that's crazy because I got some shorts on right now.
You ever seen them old hood movies, yeah, where people used to lift up their shirt and they got the gun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that used to be me with basketball. They were like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you trying to challenge me? You think I ain't got it on me?
No.
Got the man one shorts right underneath the jeans right now.
Every day.
Ready to go right
regardless
now.
Of how much, regardless of how much they made the pants fall down, pants be sliding straight down them shorts. Why you say your pants? I'm not. They was up just a second ago. Man, those.
Y'all know what time it is.
Man, and that's. And it's good. Like 3 years ago, I wouldn't have never laughed about nothing that we had been through.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because when you're stuck in survival mode, bro, everything is so traumatic. Everything. Yeah. My life is so horrible. You'll always see me post. I'm like, woe is me, because I've been there. I've been that woe is me person. My life sucks. Everybody takes advantage of me. No one ever appreciates me. And when you're stuck in that moment, you will never, ever acknowledge the people that don't do those things for you. There is somebody right in front of you. I used to always say, like, oh, no one appreciates me, when the person that appreciates me is right in front of me. I'm literally saying it to the person that appreciates me. Mm-hmm. But I'm so stuck in my pain, I don't see the person in front of me at this moment. I have a card at home I often look at now. And I was so hurt. And it's never it's your fault if you stay there. Mm-hmm. But experiencing it is not your fault. But this card, I loved it when I got it, but it didn't hit me until after I got out my survival mode and I reread it. And the person that wrote it, it was directed to me from this person and my children while I was going through the custody battle. Mm-hmm. That card hits deeper than a lot of things I've gotten because of the meaning behind it. You knew I was going through the issues with the children, the mom trying to do whatever she's doing, give that zero light. And in the middle of that, you knew that would make me the happiest, to get a card from you being the person I care for and my children.
Yeah.
And that's why I thank God for the experience. Mm-hmm. The entire being depressed, and I was probably depressed for 20 years, but being depressed, going through the relationships, I'm thankful for every failed relationship I've ever had. Why? I thank God for the lessons they taught me, because if I could love the wrong person and in my darkest moments give you that love and come out and recoup and focus on myself and become better, then imagine when I get that person that comes in and appreciates and loves the proper way. If you can do that in dysfunction, wait until you're in a healthy relationship. That is going to be the biggest blessing. But even when you're in those relationships, what people often forget, you can still end up not being okay at some point. Life comes for everybody. Life is not always ups, ups, ups. Like, yeah, you love this person, blah, blah, blah. What do you do when unexpected bill comes, car breaks down, technically sometimes pregnancies, they're not financially damning, but it could put you in a bad spot at a certain point. So it's like, health crisis or something like that. Mm-hmm. So can you still balance being okay or being not okay? Is the person that you're with, I think, a critical thing that we as men don't also talk about, especially with our younger guys. Us being a little older, now we have to turn around and give advice that we didn't get, or I know I didn't get. Like, pick your mate wisely. Like we were taught, sleep around, get around, get it in. Like, that's the most common thing I was taught. I'm living vicariously through you, young buck. Yeah, you see that old girl checking you out? No. Like, no, man. Where was the guys that was teaching you about, like, stable relationships and being loyal? And
I ain't gonna lie. Those are the guys. The guys that was in them stable relationships was the guys
Yeah,
telling
but
us
they
to sleep
wasn't.
around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was
a
them.
horrible influence.
They were like, look, player, don't do it.
Yeah, I'm like,
Get
yo, where?
around.
Like, that's not what you're supposed to get. Like, when I look at it, like the men that I know, and sadly, it's not a lot of them, but the men that I know that are in a stable relationship and just focus on that relationship, but their partner does the same. Their relationship, I'm talking about rock solid. When I've watched these relationships for years, like, and I'm like, one problem was like, yo, y'all don't got no problems. Like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna stick this sticky note on your door. See how y'all like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you just like, yo, it's no way. And then you realize, like, even when you talk to him, he's like, my boy told me the attention that other men give to other women, like on social media and stuff like that, he makes sure he gives that to his wife. It was like, so as much as you go on social media and scroll and tap this chick's picture and tap this chick's picture, he was like, I'm her biggest fan on social media. He's like, I'm her biggest fan in real life. Mm-hmm. He's like, and the biggest issue we have nowadays is people like, oh, I'm with you, so I don't need to hype you up. Or the opposite, I'm with you, I don't want you on my page hyping me up. That's for everybody else. That's for society to do. That's why I have social media. No, it could just be another form for you to show your loving relationship.
Yeah.
For what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be for. It's not so you can get, attention from the outside world. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I got a loving person at home, but, I'm going to show this on social media so I can get a little bit more attention so I feel good about myself.
Well, I think that's all going to be like knowing your partner, right? So, and that's going to be to the extent of knowing what they do and what they don't do, knowing what they like and what they, right? Because if you love somebody, every now and then you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to do some stuff that you don't like to do, right? You're going to have to, figure out some stuff that you don't like to do or figure out some stuff that you're not used to, right? And I mean, that's some stuff I had to learn the hard way, right? Yeah. Like I am not a social media person. Like, I come up there every now and then. I come up there for the memes, for the hee-hees and the kiki-kees, right?
Yeah,
like that's about it, right? So, like, I've had past girlfriends be like, oh, you didn't post me up for your Women Crush Wednesday. And I'm like, girl, I wasn't even on Facebook on Wednesday. I don't care about this stuff, right?
I think about it. I'm like, even now when I go to tag you and stuff, I'm like, I got text like, yo, what is your Instagram?
It's so like, and especially just us starting to do like this type of stuff here, right? And now it's forcing me to be like, oh man, let me make sure I pay attention to this. Yeah. Let me make sure I share this at least, right? If I see it, let me go into Instagram. Let me talk about this. Let me post this up, right? It's so hard. It's so much hard work for me. I have to do it like intentionally, opposed to where somebody else maybe just be on there, for hours or something. Yeah. That's not me, right? But in the past, I've had relationships where they were that social media was like their thing. They're very important, right? Very important in social media, what they're doing, what they're showing. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, oh, I don't do that, right? I should have taken the time to be like, okay, let me be just that intentional. The same way I'm intentional about doing this right now for our stuff and for future stuff that I'm doing on YouTube and stuff like that, right? I have to be just as intentional when it came to relationships. And I got to be like, okay, well, it's important to her, right? So regardless of how I feel about it, or regardless on how I feel like people should be using this or how they should not be using this, right? To make her happy, I should go up here. Okay, it's her birthday. Let me just post something, right? Let me just be intentional about the things that I'm doing, right? And that's something that I have seen from myself where I'm like, okay, I just got to be a little bit more intentional about the things that I want to do and the people that I want to keep around. Yeah. So I got to make sure that I step on my comfort zone and do that. And I don't think too many people do that too many times, right? And I think so much in this day and age, we're focused on just self-love, right? Like, and I understand it, right? Everybody we're moving into like a new little generation, a new little era, right?
And selfish ass era.
Yeah, we are a very selfish era.
Extremely selfish.
I don't think it's a bad thing in some cases, right? I think there's a place for it, right? There's a place for your selfishness, and right now I'm in my selfish era, right? I'm thinking about just me, right? But also being in my selfish era, I realize that I don't need to be messing with nobody then. right? If I'm going to be that person and I'm just going to worry about just taking care of myself, I don't need to now be out here hollering at different women, right? Playing with their emotions, right? Making it seem like I'm getting into relationships when I know I've got no intent of being there for that other person. Right now I'm in my selfish era, so I need to just be with me.
Yeah, that's very true. And if you're gonna do that, one thing I learned when I needed to be selfish, I withdrew from everything. Like, I don't need you to cook me a dinner. I don't need late night cuddle, because that's relationship.
Yeah. I think that's the problem with the selfish era, right?
Yeah.
So many people want to be like, oh no, I'm in my selfish era and it's just take care of me. It's finally going to be on me. And then all of a sudden you're asking for favors, right? Now all of a sudden somebody else got to take care of you. Now you're putting your burdens on other people, right? Nah, if you're in your selfish era, then that's you, self.
It's selfish, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. When you look at it, people are like, oh, I'm in my selfish era. I'm in my selfish era. Well, you don't get to go and be selfish. You don't get to open up to somebody, get somebody open, and then, I need to be selfish, and then open back up to them.
Yeah. Well, that's just, it's on your time at that point,
Exactly.
right? You just want somebody there when you need them there, and then all of a sudden when you don't, now you feel like it's okay for you to discommunicate from them, right? Which is not right. Like I say, if you don't do like that, you don't need to be messing with people.
And it's like me, when I was selfish, I'm not asking for anything. I don't need anything. I'm not, I don't hit you up and be like, oh, you got some sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. Because if I'm going to be selfish about me, I'm going to be selfish about me. Like I'm going to take care of me. I don't want you to think like, oh, well, he hit me because of whatever. Like, no, I'm focused on me. If I have intentions of being selfish, but you may be the person, I know where I want to be. But I need to heal something with me that's messing up me and you. Let me do this because this is weird. But if I'm fixing myself because our relationship isn't working or whatever, and it takes a very mature person to be able to say this. Like, I really want to work things out between us, but I'm broken. So I had to realize I was broken at one point. And like, regardless of how much I want you, my fears and my brokenness are getting in the way.
Yeah.
So I need to focus on me for this period. And with that, I was able to be mature enough to say, you know what? I'm really focused on me. Right now, I'm just gonna work on my business stuff, make sure my kids are good. Focus on me. If you need something though, if you need me, because I'm being selfish in a way. I'm not completely selfish though.
Yeah.
In this moment. Now, if I'm completely selfish, please don't need me for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be upfront. And that's where the maturity comes in.
Yeah.
Have the conversations if you're dealing with somebody. Now, if you're in that position, like you just got out of a divorce, or whatever, like you just finished it, and it's like, yo, I've been in this relationship for like 10 years. I need to be about me. Then I'm 1,000% for be about you.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
I think that's what the
some
selfish era should be for, right?
Yeah.
It should be for you using that time to focus on you, to heal, to get better, right? To become the best version of you, and now you can say, okay,
But this
I'm
era
good.
is full of people, and this is what kills me. I'm all about me. I'm doing me. Girl, he took me to Red Lobster. I thought you was all about you. Why are you going out on dates if you're all about you?
Exactly.
Like, why are you even entertaining? Because at the end of the night, you about you. And I've never really been like, you got people that's like, oh, I'm all about me. I'm doing my thing. My self-worth is worth more than that. Girl, I had a booty call last night. Are we really talking about self-worth? Like, what are we doing? And then when you take somebody who has low self-worth, the biggest problem with that issue, you take somebody, because social media has made it okay if you don't have self-worth to lie about it. I'm going to take a picture, post, I'm going to get this fire caption, talk about my self-worth. But I got to make sure my butt's in it so I get a bunch of likes. Like, it's not true self-worth. Because if no one likes this, then you're going to either delete it or feel bad about it.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, it affects your self-worth,
Yeah.
or what you feel like you're worth, right?
yeah, and it's like for me, I'm just like, man, when so if you want true self-worth, so like I could never look at myself since I've recovered as somebody who is okay with a booty call. And I'm a guy, and I'm telling you that. Like why? Because I have more substance than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worth more than you coming over for a night and then rolling out. Like, nah, sweetheart, I'm the guy you about to think about tomorrow. I'm the guy you think about next week. You
Now,
know?
I'm going to say, if it's mutual, you both know
As
exactly
long
what
as
you're doing,
yeah. As long as that's
fair game.
it's fair.
Right? Hey, this is one night, you're like, yep, one night. And you're like, all right.
Yeah.
And then boom. But if you playing with people's emotions,
Yeah.
right, that's different.
And I was good.
Then you're doing wrong.
I was guilty at one point. We both know. I was guilty at one point. But we were young. And I learned from it. So if you in your 30s and you still playing the same game,
Yeah.
like, you know this ain't no booty call. Booty call was the first time. Second time. Maybe
You
the third
calling
time.
that person, talking about going to the movies, talking about going out to dinner, right?
you
you
at
out
work.
here doing all the relationship stuff. And then as soon as they like, okay, so you know,
How work-
what we do, you like, look, I told you I wasn't really looking for nothing. And I was, you
And
like,
that's
what?
common. And I think it's more common today because people fear what comes with it. I think it's not the actual, you want the relationship, the good part of the relationship, but you don't want the hard part. The part that comes with there's bound to be arguments. Like I hate this fake relationship stuff that everybody's on today because you don't get to lie your way through it. Like if you want the relationship, if you want the person, then be with the person. Like stop being fearful. Arguments are gonna happen. But I love the beauty of a relationship. Like now, in today's world, like if you asked me this 2 years ago, I'd have told you, kick rocks, you sound stupid. But today, the beauty of a relationship, everybody's like, oh, go out on dates and smile and giggle and damn that. The most beautiful part of the relationship to me is the argument. Because it's not the argument that's beautiful. Like, hopefully your arguments aren't super toxic and you're throwing stuff at each other and all that. Not those type of arguments, but like just like disagreements. Because when you can come back, even if they're a little heated, and you come back, the recovery, the makeup, the passion in that, when you can come back and look at the person that you care about and y'all are actually connecting and you're saying, well, you know what? Because that's how relationships are made stronger. When you come back, you look at the issues that you've had, you figure out, well, this is something that happened that triggered me, and this is why I reacted this way. Well, sweetheart, this is what you did that triggered me, and you're now talking about the issues, and you're figuring out how to navigate those, because you've been through your stuff, they've been through their stuff, and in the middle is where, once you figure out how to navigate those, and it takes time. Yeah. It takes to have those arguments. Like
I said,
because you can't
a
just
super mature relationship right there. Right?
It's hard.
I've had relationships where we've talked about stuff. I don't think never in the heat of the moment somebody been like, you know what? Let's no, it's always me. Mm-hmm. Right? Because I don't let people rile me up.
It ain't gonna be in the heat of the moment. It ain't gonna be in the heat.
I'll let people rile me up. Even in the heat of the moment, I'll stop a conversation and be like, oh, it sounds like we're not getting anywhere. Like you sound like you're upset and you don't want to budge, right? I told you my point of view, but let's just go ahead and just break off from the situation. They don't want to hear that. They don't like that.
So I used to be that person.
Not cool.
I used to be the person that didn't want to, and for me, in the moment, and of course, like everything, took work. I didn't hear, you don't want to have this conversation. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, I'm not with this, da-da-da. I didn't hear I'm not with this conversation. I hear I'm not with the relationship. Mm-hmm. Like you're trying to and for people who have been, a lot of times people who take that way or that view it like that, they've had those situations a lot in their life where people just walk out. Mm-hmm. So that's what they're processing it as. But that's a you thing.
Yeah.
So once you fix that problem with you, you can now we start to argue and you're like, oh, I'm not feeling this. Well, okay. What do you want to do? Like, I'm also not with the other immature side, because that is an immature way to go, and no, we have to have this right now. But the other immature way is, well, we gonna table this, but you table it for like, we just don't talk for like weeks on end. And then when we come back, it's like, oh, everything's okay. No, like we still had that issue. Now it's a bigger issue because we haven't talked.
I tell you what I think the beautiful thing about relationships nowadays is they're very, very short, right? They're like, they're the lifespan of flies these days, right? It's very short, very, very, very short, just because everybody's in there, I should be happy, right? Like, I should be happy, right? Like, and I'm like, okay, cool, right? Like, I'm like, all right, bet, right? Which is, again, old school relationships was cool, right? People stayed together 50, 60 years, right? But I can guarantee you half of those relationships, people weren't happy. They just stayed together because they don't want to make something look weird, right? It was frowned upon to be divorced back in the day, right? It was frowned upon to really be like, this person not doing it right.
I agree and I disagree. So I agree with, because that is true. A lot of asses was unhappy. But the part where I disagree, and I won't say I disagree on the old relationships. I think I'm disagreeing with the only reason why we should be able to have long relationships today. We have way more access to the things that help you, like the different therapies, the counselings, the information. They ain't have no information. Like, they was like, you keep crying every 20 minutes. Like, you need to figure yourself out.
But I think nowadays we're coming from we're making that turn from disillusional, right? Like, back in the day, people were like, oh, I found my soulmate, right? Soulmates don't exist nowadays, right? This 2025, people ain't finding soulmates in 2025, right? People are realizing that there's trillions of people in the world, and now they're saying, you know what, I got options.
I think there's soulmates.
Right? I'm gonna keep on looking.
I think there's soulmates.
You think there's soulmates?
I think there are. I don't think there's one. I think there's numerous people that could fit into the soulmate. Like, there's not just one soulmate for you, because
it's a soulmate.
No.
There can't be multiple soulmates.
Yes, there is.
That's crazy.
There's multiple people who can match. So a soulmate is somebody whose your souls can match and pair. So there's not your soul was made and there's just one other soul. No, there's multiple people who fit that make that are out there. It's whether or not you actually run into this person, one of these people, or not. Now, the thought process of you were made and then across the world there was one other soul.
Yep, that's it.
I don't
one
believe,
pairing.
Nah,
that's your soulmate.
I think there's
there
numerous.
Ain't no numerous.
I think there's
souls.
numerous soulmates.
Nah.
Now, if you run, I don't think that you're gonna go from soulmate to soulmate. I think you only meet. I think you probably just run into the one person, because it's too big of a world for you to just run in. Like, unless you. I mean, never mind. I'm not gonna make a joke because he's still out there. But you know what I mean? Like, a lot of us don't live on that field where you gonna run into all these different types of people. So like when I walk outside, we live here. I ain't about to run into a bunch of people I'm meant to be with. Like, attraction wise, am I attracted to you? Could I be attracted to you? Sure. But like, are you gonna nourish my soul? Are you going to, like, do we have that bond that comes? Yeah. Probably not. And I think that's what a lot of times, and I guess that's more what I mean by a soulmate. Like, I don't believe that this person was born to be. No, over time, you matured, you went through these experiences, you became this person became, so over time, you became the person that would match well with this person. Now, if you met this person 5 years ago, it probably wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, because over time, that person's going to change, right? That's why I don't believe people are meant to be together forever.
I do. I think it takes not a lot of people, and not most of these people that keep getting together, but it takes a certain mature person. So every relationship, like I said earlier, every relationship I know that is a solid relationship, like, and has been there, they all say the same thing. My wife has changed numerous times. I've changed numerous times. And when I talk to them separately, and probably because of what I do, like, I like to find out, they all say the same thing. I had to make a commitment to fall in love with them every time they change. Instead of breaking it off and being like, you know what, I don't like the person you became. And it's
yeah,
probably because they changed, but they didn't become like, I'm pretty sure if my boy became Mac Daddy his next
yeah,
change, that's probably not who you're going to fall in love with.
exactly.
But you going, every
They
person.
changed, but it wasn't so drastic that it's not what they believed in,
Yeah,
right?
and it's like, for me, it's like, if I commit to loving you today, I'm making the commitment. If I'm doing it the mature way, I'm going to change. You should know I'm going to change over time. But I'm making a commitment not to change for the worse. I'm going to do the best I can, and if life hits, life hits. Like, we all know what mental health is. We all know there's stuff that could happen that would deteriorate you in some way that you have no control over. And that's gonna be up to them if they stick around or not. Like, but for the most part, I think when you're in a healthy situation, you tell them that I'm gonna love you through thick and thin. You should know when you say that, and I think that's something that a lot of people speak on, something they don't really process. Like, I'm gonna love you through thick and thin. Do you really understand? Do most of the people that say it understand what thick and thin really comes with? Through sickness and health, like.
Well, I think that's your big thing too, right? So now, when you talk about people changing,
Yeah.
you also now you got to take in a point of people are very, very more concerned about their own personal happiness nowadays too, right?
Yeah.
So now you're changing, and now also I'm like, I want to be happy, and you've changed,
Yeah.
right? So now to keep this relationship together, to keep this bond together, now I've either got to settle, right? And I've got to say, okay, well, yeah, this was important to me, that was important to me, but what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to tuck it down to keep this thing going, right? And I think more people tuck a lot of things down to keep things going than they do be like, all right, I'm going to do what makes me happy, and they're going to do what makes them happy, and we're going to see if now that meets or if now that gels, right? That's tough.
I love tough.
That's
stuff.
tough.
But see, I love the tough.
Right?
And I think that's my problem. Is like, I've been through so much now that I'm like, that kind of tough. I've already been through the other tough, like the drastic, toxic tough. So I'm like, for me, I'm like, loving you may be a challenge. You've been through X, Y, Z, so it's gonna take me to be a little bit more understanding and patient than what I would have used to have been. I'm not gonna tuck. The one thing I'm not gonna do, I won't tuck my goals and my ambitions. But when I sit and say, well, you know what, I love this woman and I'm with this woman, so I'm going to put this on hold for right now. It's not done, but it's on hold because we have this other objective we got to get to. That's one thing. But if you're completely, I'll be honest, if you're taking something that you really want to do, this is your goal and passion, and you got to put it away. I think that's what you mean. Like, you're like, I'm just not going. No, that can't. That's not even healthy.
See, I think I've come to the realization now that I'm okay with the moment, right? Instead of like chasing the entirety, right? We'll start with the moment. From this time to this time, we're good. If something changes, then I'm okay with being like, well, we had this, and now this is over, right? Now it's time to move on to another chapter. Not saying that, okay, this changed, and now I'm not going to try to fight to keep it together, but I'm going to realize when it's over, right? And I think we don't realize when things are over enough, and I think a lot of times we end up in that joint. Somebody sound like they just got dropped.
Yeah, I think, they definitely sound like that too. Like Debo slap. But I think that with that, I agree, and I think I mostly agree. But I think a lot of people give up before it's time to give up too. Because I think a lot of people want the fairy tale of relationship. And once it's no longer a fairy tale, like, there's a difference. Once it's no longer a fairy tale, you got to put work into this now. That's when I think it's a difference between that and when y'all arguing every day and it's just like the energy's not there, it's draining, y'all can't even go out to dinner or lunch without arguing, or
I think most relationships reach that point before somebody leaves too early. Like, I don't think there's any times where something small changes and somebody's like, I'm gone.
yes, there's
Right?
no, there's a lot. There is a lot.
I would
because
say
you know why?
every
Because
single person I've dealt with, it's more, you've seen the patterns.
but
You've
you're
seen
not,
it coming.
But you're not
Right?
the ones I'm talking about. So you're talking about yours, but I'm talking about overall. Like, I'm not even going to talk about mine because I stay way past the time. I should have been left this motherfucker. But
I was saying, everybody I know is stay past their time.
I've seen a lot of relationships.
Expiration.
But you got to realize this is around what I've been in for like, 6-7 years now. I've been studying this. I'm telling you, this new age, this new day, the moment there's an issue, the moment because this is a selfish generation now. We're in the selfish time. So the moment you start doing something that I don't agree with, I don't really like that you do. And I've seen some petty stuff. I'm talking about petty stuff. Like,
but I think that's also a blessing.
It's a blessing for the person that's in it. For the other person, they don't realize it in the moment.
Exactly.
Thank God the petty person left.
But
the stuff that I've seen, I think the smallest thing I've seen is like the dude was doing like the most for this girl. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, no. Like, I'm looking like, I think I'm squared away. I'm like, yo, this dude, he making me think I'm kind of shitty. I was like, you made what? Like, you know how to make a cheesecake? And he was like, yeah, bro, she left me. And I think it's worse, whatever. But I was like, yeah, what was that for? He was like, well, she said she couldn't keep up with, I think it was like his workout schedule or something like that. He was like, he was giving too much energy to the gym than her. And I was like, but did y'all talk about it? He was like, yeah, we talked about it that day before she left. She never brought it up to you. And it was like, I like, now in reality, I told him, I was like, it's probably something else. And she's using that as an excuse.
Yeah.
I was like, to be honest, it sounds like she just wasn't happy. And she's using it as like, and he's, I was doing X, Y, Z and da-da-da-da-da. Dude, in reality, most women nowadays, and whether they want to admit it or not, are infatuated with this social media guy that does not exist. I want a guy that has full facial hair and makes $400,000 a year, treats me like a queen, loves my kids, takes care of me, wants to come home, massage my back, and do all the things. Like, half the stuff I just listed is stuff I do, but I don't make that type of money. They want the guy that, has no issues, no dramas, no kids, and it's like, the perfect man does not exist, sweetheart. What does exist is the trying man. As long as somebody's trying, like I've lost my critical bone. Like, I'm like, as long as you're trying for me, like I take I'm not settling for whatever. Like, as long as you're actually trying, I see you're giving effort, you're improving day to day, because life hits. I'm what, 36, I think, 36. I'm pretty sure. And my life isn't all great. I got kids, I got bills, I got stuff I've been through, I have my own traumas and stuff. But I'll constantly try to be better every day. No one's got it all together. So what do I look like? Turn around being like, nah, you need to get it perfect.
The thing is, I think most people nowadays, you can have them describe the perfect person. You can build that person, and then a year later they're gonna want something else.
Yeah.
Right. We constantly changing. We constantly are searching for something. We're constantly searching for something to get better.
I don't think it's gonna take a year.
Yeah, exactly. A year is a stretch.
Yeah, I don't think today. I think today they make them, and by the time you're done making them,
if you got your perfect dessert, right, you don't want to eat it every day, right? Someday you're gonna turn the corner and be like, well, I can go with less perfect dessert today. I've been eating cheesecake every day. I guess a Swiss cake roll won't be bad, right?
Yeah.
People long for that, right? Variety is the spice of life. If you give somebody what they want, they're gonna want something else, right? Everybody wants an actor, right? Everybody's like, oh yeah, I want this really nice person, right, who treats me with respect, right? And then that same person will turn around and be like, yeah, no, I mean, you're just too nice, right? I want you to disrespect me in the bedroom. And you're like, what? You're like, hold fast, right? Because people don't change like that. If somebody's going to disrespect you over here, guess what? They're going to disrespect you over there too. Like, that's who they are. Now you want somebody disrespectful. Right? Until you get tired of getting disrespected, then you want a nice guy.
Just keep hitting me.
Right? Now all of a sudden it's a problem. You constantly want something else. And that's...
I think, God, that for me, and I know I'm not the typical person. Like, I know my viewpoints are not, I'm well aware of that. I was made well aware of that quite some time ago. And it's not, I don't think that, I'm not saying that people don't have morals and ethics or whatever, but I think because for whatever reason I've stayed so close to my like Christianity and stuff, even though a lot of people in the religion actually don't follow how you're supposed to be. Like, I don't walk like I'm holier than thou. Like, you know, like Steve Harvey says, I walk with a limp. You know what I mean? I have my own faults, but the one thing I know I don't do, and it's probably why my viewpoint's a little different, is because like I still hold on to that traditional, like, eventually I want to find that one that I can build with, and, you know, hopefully, and my history does not say this is gonna happen, but hopefully build something with solid and stick with this one person, and not like when I'm 70 and I can't do nothing else, like, I'm gonna take half of this. And that's a fear for a lot of men. You know, what women don't realize is that is not what fear we have, because it's been weaponized so much over the past, like, for a while. Like, I mean, probably older than us. You know, divorce is weaponized. It's like, I'm gonna get with this guy, and if he ends up being somebody that I don't want to be with, or once I become unhappy, then at least I leave with half. And for men, it's like, you know, sometimes you might get that woman that makes quite a lot, but a lot of times it's not. She doesn't make nearly what you make. And you end up, like, hopefully you get out of it soon, like early, so you don't have to pay like alimony or nothing like that. But most men don't.
I feel like if it's true love, that prenup should be nothing.
It should be. In reality, it should be.
If it's true love.
If it's true, because you don't want nothing. You just want me.
Exactly.
And I could sign a prenup. Me personally, like, even if you make more than I do, I could easily sign a prenup.
Right? Girl, I'm here for you.
Yeah, and that motorcycle you're gonna buy me.
Right.
But nah,
prenup should be nothing. I think everybody should have that.
So I used to be the guy against the prenup. I'm definitely for it now, because I think
that's because somebody probably weaponized it against you. It's like, oh, if you really love me, then you out here talking about prenups. And
well,
stuff.
It was mine
preemptively
came from,
thinking we're gonna get divorced.
No, mine came from, you know, when I need something, when I need money, you know, I grind. You know, you talk to all the time. How many times am I? Oh, bro, this came up. I'm at work. I can't do this because I gotta go to work. But then, you know, through that relationship I was in, you know, this person's like, oh, you work too much. Oh, you need to come home. Oh, you need to. But I had, you know, the thing with the children at the time. Like, I'm paying attorneys, you know, back to back. I went to court 3 separate times for the same situation. I've had 3 separate attorneys, and I'm like, I'm still covering these legal bills, and these legal bills come up. So it's like, you know, and this person, oh, well, you know, we'll use this form of payment. We'll use this, like credit card.
Yeah.
And then, you know, oh, we'll pay it back. And it's like, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to stick to how I pay stuff. No, I want you. So you're fine with it until you're not. So you want to use credit card. I'm against it. So it's your decision. I finally caved. We use the damn credit card. And then come to find out, when we go through divorce, now you're like, oh, but he needs to pay all that back. And I'm like, I didn't want to do it in the first place. I would have rather have just been at work. That would have just meant less time for us to spend during that moment. But if we're for it, like, you know why we're doing this. It's for the children. It's for the family.
Yeah.
But one thing I've learned through relationships, and it's not with every race or nothing like that. I'm not that black guy that's like, you know, black men should stick with black women and just, you know, I do think that black women are a lot more patient with black men for the most part. That doesn't cover every black woman. It doesn't cover every other race. But for the most part, when we go through stuff and we need to do,
It's
we
easy
need
to kind of
heal.
understand the struggle, right?
It is.
Like the
Because when I hit my hard point and I was like, bro, I was bad. Like anxiety. Like I didn't, you know, we don't know what anxiety is until you know. But like I'm coming home, like I'm like panicking. I'm like panicking. I'm can't focus on nothing. I had to like isolate myself in a spare bedroom. Like I don't know what it, and I'm so unhappy in these moments. And it's like I need help so bad, but it's like for in that situation, certain people won't understand what you're going through, or they don't want to. They want to villainize you as somebody. Oh, he's this, that, and the third. Oh, he didn't give me attention. He didn't, and that's what I went through.
yeah.
But it's like that's not what it is. I need help. I'm literally crying out for help. I just don't know how to say it. I need help. And
I feel like most people, especially when they break up with you, everything that you was feeling out the window. They don't care no more, right?
yeah.
Especially if they angry, right?
Well,
they just want to see you burn.
But this was happening while the person was there. And I didn't know. I'm crying out for help, and this person's messaging other people like, "Oh, he treats me crazy. He's this, that, and the third." But never tells anything that they did. Like, but they're like, "Oh, he's reacting like this." And thank God, you know, I had some of the friends I had that knew about what the person was saying, but they were like, something's not fitting. Like something's wrong. And when I really, really needed help, they pushed me to go get help. Like once they figured it out, they were like, you know, you need to go see a therapist and da 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 da. And to be the quick comparison, you know, I met an amazing person, amazing woman, and she came in the middle of like my most depressed part of my storm. I'm talking about, I was horrible. You wouldn't even recognize me, and you grew up with me. Like I'm talking about, like the moment something goes wrong, I'm get away from me, fuck that, da 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 da. Like I'm snapping this person, leave me alone, and then we'll go tuck myself into a corner somewhere. Like at work I was like that, at home I was like that, and this person still in those moments looked at me and was like, he's been through a lot of stuff. Like and could see the potential, could see who you really were through the storm, but it was a black woman. And that's why I give, and I've heard it before. I've heard the stories of, you know, black women see, you know, black men potential and blah, blah, blah. But that was my first glimpse of it. And then the way she would talk to me mentally, like, of course, in the time, like, I'm too messed up to really hear all of it. Like, you hear some of it, but some of it usually it's like Charlie Brown.
I would argue that's love in general, right?
It is.
Like that's love over self. Like I'm healed, I'm okay, so I'm able to recognize other people who are not okay, right? I'm good, right? I'm secure emotionally, so now I'm able to realize, okay, somebody's going through the same struggles I was, right? Like even if somebody like truly, genuinely loves you, right, no matter what color they are, even if they don't understand it, they still gonna be like, okay, let me put my own stuff aside, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what it feels like. Like people will automatically, if they don't love you, they're not trying to see nobody else's perspective but their own. They're only worried about their own happiness or how they feel or how they're being treated or how they feel like they're being treated, right? When somebody loves you, man, they don't care, right? Like they're like, okay, bet, nah, he's going through it. This is usually not like him, right? He needs some help. Right, I'm gonna make sure I'm here for him. Right, that's the type of love that everybody's searching for.
The craziest part, and you knowing what you know. I have not received. I've gotten kindness, but like this, I've never had, and I never thought it would happen. So I'm going to a therapist, and I'm like, it's a Caucasian therapist, but I'm talking about certain issues we have. And he's like bewildered, like just like I would get done talking and he would just be like, I'm like, yo, you all right? He's like, I'm processing what you said. I'm like, so you don't even understand what I said. And he a few times he would actually tell me and be honest, like he's like, I hear you, but I'm trying to figure out like how something like that can happen. Like when I was like, yo, when I was a kid, my mom like she would get mad and like it was time she would hold a weapon like to my throat and be like, "Oh, I take you off this earth." He was like, and I'm like, for you, you was like, it's not even shocking.
Yeah,
because it's like, yeah, and that's my mom. Like, ain't nobody surprised. But he's just like, oh, like, so with that, he couldn't understand nothing I was talking about, and my therapy only went so far, and then she noticed it, and she noticed the plateau, and then I started having the same symptoms I was having before, the anxiety attacks. And my anxiety attacks got so bad to where I could tell you, like I would tell her that they're coming. Mm-hmm. Like I would literally walk up and be like, talking, and I'd be like, something's off. And she's like, no, nothing's off. We're okay. I'm like, no, something's not okay. Like, and you can feel it just working its way up, and then it, boom, panic. Fear full, like mind gone, mind racing, like I'm getting mad because you can't control it, and it's bad. I hope that I never end up there again. At least if I do, I know what to do.
Yeah.
But she goes, hits me randomly. We had a bad argument. Some time went by. She hits me. We're talking, and she's like, "Sweetie, I think you should look at getting a different therapist." And I was like, "Nah, my therapist's good." And she's like, "Nah, I don't think he's working for you." And then she looks up black therapists like in my area and finds one, and I contact him. And once I started going to him, everything kind of came. That's when everything started coming together. Mm-hmm. And I was able to pull myself finally out of them dark spots with this guy because he was able to connect with where I was at.
Yeah.
So I was like, for you to take that kind of time and energy, like I don't need to hear that you love me. Mm-hmm. I don't need to hear the words, your action. And that's what a lot of it is. Like, it's great to hear it.
Yeah.
You know, especially, you know, when you have childhood trauma, you didn't hear I love you enough. Hearing it in your relationship is great. It's like, it's that gut punch every time. Like, I love you. Boom. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. But feeling love.
But those are like words that are overused too, right? Like every day you go on the phone, oh, okay, oh, you about to go, oh, okay, love you too, all right, mm-hmm. Bye. Hey, I'm going to work, oh, okay, love you too, bye, mm-hmm. Right? Like, it's one thing just to be saying it, mm-hmm. Right? To show action, totally different thing, right? That's when you like, that's when it resonates with you.
I love both.
Right?
So the reason I love the on the phone, but you gotta have both. Because the one on the phone don't mean nothing if the actions wasn't there mm-hmm. throughout the day.
Yeah,
the only reason I say the one on the phone, because of what we do, this might be the last time you talk to me. But if you don't have that type of life or, you know, job or something like that, like, it's not really, it's overkill at a certain point. Like, I'm going to the grocery store, you need anything? I love you, bye. I'm going to the gym, you need anything? I love you, bye.
That's what it is.
I just hit squat, PR, baby, I love you, bye. Right. Like,
love you only really means something the first couple of times it's said, right? Because, mm-hmm. You know, in this day and age, somebody eat your ass before they tell you they love you, right? Face deep in your butt cheeks.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to edit that out.
Pull that joint out.
I'm gonna think about that.
And be like,
am I gonna edit that part out? Nope, we still going. Well, it's not gonna make sense if I edit it.
Be like, hey, I love you. You be like, I don't really know if I feel like that. Right?
Now that I had to put it in, I had to take what you said and put it in like context. Because at first I was like, I don't think you should be eating this before you say this. But in reality,
that's where
it's
we are.
Very true. People are willing to do way more sexual stuff before the actual deep connection. Yeah. That's probably
gave up your body plenty of times before you actually told this person you love them. Yeah. They done got all of you. Yeah. Everything precious to you already.
And that's the crazy part to me is like, I can't see myself doing it. Like when I was young and stupid, and we're gonna call it what it was. I was young and stupid, mm-hmm. No guidance. Yes, the world, like, take my body. Like, I do all these abs so you can touch me. But now it's like I'm so into my self-love and care and like my moral, like just being. Mm-hmm. You cannot have access to me if I don't love you.
Yeah.
Period. Like, you're not going to have sexual access to me if I do not love you, and you have to feel the same. You need to feel the same way about me and show me that you care before I give you access. And you got grown people with children, so that means your children are picking up on your habits and what you do, whether they see you or not.
Yeah.
And that's the part a lot of people don't realize. They don't have to see, and I don't understand it fully, but it is a thing. They don't have to see you do it for them to understand what's happening. That guy in your life, like, he should love you before your kids know about him.
Yeah.
That woman in your life, like, my daughter does not meet a soul if you don't meet. You already know that. My daughter don't meet nobody unless, for a long time, she thought I ain't had no friends. She's, Daddy, this is it.
And I think kids see more than what people think they see, right?
Yeah,
I think you think you're slick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your kids see it.
They see.
Right? You think you sneaking somebody out the house, your kid in the window.
Looking right out the window.
There go mom again.
You thought they were asleep. They listening.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, because they on the tablet.
Come on now. I say, I've been a child. Somebody like, go to sleep. I was like, oh, okay.
Look, it ain't Christmas.
Out and
Why?
about.
Look, it ain't Christmas. Santa Claus not come. Why I'm going to this so early? They like, I don't know what that noise is, but it don't sound like jingle bells.
Mama, you trying to put me to bed? The sun's still out. I ain't even get dinner yet. I'm not tired.
Who was that left out this morning? He ain't leave no Christmas gifts by the fireplace.
Said, Kai, you and Grandma don't watch me more than you. I don't know what's going on now.
Look, I checked under the pillow. Ain't no money. Like, I looked around under the baskets. Ain't no Easter eggs. I don't know what kind of holiday this is, but whoever that was that left it this morning, he's a horrible Santa Claus. Easter Bunny Tooth Fairy. You let him know till he ever come back.
Kids know, man.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
They see more than we think. More than we think,
But people,
right?
it's because people think that they the smartest things out here, and it's like you're not running game. And the worst part is when people run game on good people. Like, when you finally get somebody that's like really quality, grade A good to you, and you run game on them. It's because not only do you ruin it for you, there's somebody that's gonna come behind you, and now they got to deal with your damaged goods because you were too either immature, broken, whatever it is, to treat somebody well.
I think that's the thing, especially with us, like dating in your late 30s, bro. You know you're gonna have to pick up the pieces.
Oh yeah,
right? Like 100%.
But see, the difference is, me in my late 30s, go ahead and give me them pieces, baby. look, watch what I'm about to do with them. But give me the pieces is the thing. Don't give me, it's 10 pieces. Don't give me 2 and hold the other 8. No, sweetheart, you dealing with a real man. Give me them pieces. Give me the 10 broken pieces. And just sit back and watch how I treat you. Watch how I put these pieces together. But don't you come and jingle this. Don't you wait till I get to piece number 9 and then you pull that middle piece out.
It may be because I'm still in my selfish era. I look at them pieces like an adult looking at child math.
Yeah.
What in the heck?
Yeah. 2 plus 2.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's,
throw it away.
And it probably is because I'm no longer in my selfish era. Like, I went through my selfish era. And it took a while. Like, I think I came out of it a little early, too early. So my initially getting to know the person I care about or people I care about and reopening myself to the ones I love was a little struggle. There's a little fear. It took a little longer than if I had just stuck to myself and really honed in on myself a little bit longer, I wouldn't have had so many hiccups. I had a lot of hiccups, a lot of bad fights, a lot of toxic traits I had to kill. Like, my biggest one was in a relationship, we start arguing, I'd be like, and I know exactly where I got it from. Give me my shit. That's it. We done? Oh, we done? That's it? Give my stuff. Give my stuff so I can go. And in reality, I'm just not man enough to say, sweetheart, I'm in a painful spot right now, and I care about you a lot, and I just want to stop arguing.
Yeah.
That was my go-to toxic trait, and I developed it from. That's what my family did.
Yeah. Man.
That's what you saw. Like, you
That's it. And I mean, everybody do that a lot, right? It's okay. I'm especially if you're losing an argument, you're like, I'm losing this argument. I'm about to pull something out of the hat that's gonna really mess you up.
Yep.
I'm finna.
Oh, you think? Oh, you think I won't? You think I won't get up and leave? You think I'm stuck here? You think I'm? Oh, okay. That's great. Give
I'm
me my
finna
key.
find
Where is
something
my
that's
key?
gonna turn the tides,
Yeah.
right?
Versus the mature thing is to sit and both of you look at each other and say like, if you, and that's when I knew I reached a complete different level. When in the heat of the moment, I could say, you know what? I don't want to argue. Because at one point I was still so broken. Like I knew I didn't want to argue, but that's the only thing I could communicate. I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue. Now I can say, sweetheart, if we start arguing, we just going to resort back to negative, toxic ways. What is the actual issue? Because it's me, there's you, and then there's an issue. And it never should be me versus you about this issue. It is me and you versus this issue. Let's fix this issue.
Yeah.
And if you keep that thought process every time something come up, you'll see your relationship gonna make it a lot further than once you start battling each other.
Yeah.
It's always you and this person, and to be honest, that's friendships, that's whatever. Like, it's if we start beefing, we don't have actual beef. It's me and you. There's an issue in between us. Like, we need to sit down as boys, like we brothers. Let's sit down and talk about what this issue is.
Yeah.
What do we have that happened, that got us about to fight each other?
Yeah, exactly.
And do we need to fight or do we need to like talk it out? Like, because guys, realistically, I don't think you ever should fight. I don't think it should come to that. Yeah. But at times you might have to.
Sure enough.
You might have to, because stuff just happens. Sometimes you have to, like, or sometimes like as much as just like we've been talking about relationships this whole time, friendships, like at a point they get to the breaking point, and you just like, you know what, our friendship really isn't conducive to growth. I am definitely in a huge growth area. Because after what a lot of people don't, after your selfish era comes a huge growth area. Everything with you is gonna grow. It should. Your relationship should grow. Your self-love, self-growth, like your self-production should grow. Even like the way I interact with my kids now has grown.
Yeah.
Me and my daughter, and it's probably because I was depressed. Like, our interaction when we would spend time was so small. Or like I would sit there and she's like, I remember one time she came up and she's like, I'm washing dishes, and she just like pokes her head underneath my arm and like looks up. She's not that much shorter than me. So she like looks up and she's like, I love you. And I was like, I love you too. And she's like, you gonna be okay. I'm like, yo, whose man child is this? Like, I'm like, who taught you mental health? Like, talking me up. But then, I look, I'm like, you know what? She's growing just like I'm growing.
Yeah.
And she's going through the same, like you said, kids see everything. She's going through it just as I'm going through it. And that's why I'm so selective of who she's around. Because I don't want any negative. She's bound to be around somebody negative, but if I can control it as much as I can, that's what I'm going to do. So, I don't, especially the women she comes into contact with.
As should be.
Yeah,
right?
my Aunt Jessica, like, she swarms her with love. Best friend swarms her with love. The women, if I'm romantic with somebody, now that I'm like, oh, I can't. Like, the number one way to stop that train, especially when I was like out dating. Oh, I can't wait to meet your daughter. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. It's gonna be the last time we talk. Like, just because that's not a way. I don't let a lot of people use that as a way to get to know you. Like, oh, I'm gonna try to get close to his daughter. No, you're not. That's the last thing on the list. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You have to pass all my tests. I was like, matter of fact, it's a fire drill, bitch. Let's see if you make it out in time. But it's, I just feel like with today's society, if more people would be okay, back to where we started, if more people would be okay with the not being okay and admitting that you're not okay, it would alleviate so many of the things that we've talked about. Um, because needing a selfish era stems from you weren't okay at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you were okay, you wouldn't have needed that selfish era.
Yeah.
And if you were okay during your selfish era, at least somewhat okay, you would need to lie about needing a selfish era. If you in your selfish era, but you need somebody to pay a bill, you're not selfish. You're not being selfish. Like, be selfish. Be truly selfish, so you don't hurt somebody else.
Yeah, facts.
That's what it all boils down to.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, don't take your trauma and spread it on somebody else, especially not. Like I was talking earlier today about taking your trauma and putting it on other people.
Mm-hmm.
That, and this is only for half the stuff I'm gonna say. If you're not religious, it's not gonna make sense. It's not like you won't agree with half the stuff because a lot of stuff I do is based off religion. It's okay. It might not be meant for you. If you can take something from it and not take the religious part from it, then great. But for me, I do believe God puts people in your life. There's people that are there for a season, and typically those are people who aren't going to treat you exactly right. They may treat you kind of right, but they're not treating you exactly right. And then I do believe that occasionally he does put people that are meant to be in your life for a reason. That means they're there for an extended amount of time, or could be you might be the person that gets lucky enough to get the person that's meant to be there for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get to mistreat this person and then be like, oh, guess it's not God blessing. No, you mistreating them. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about? Like, people love to use that excuse, but you're mistreating somebody. You're not giving them 100% of you. You're giving them a piece and being like, oh, well, you're going to be just like you're going to be just, God didn't put them in your reason to listen to what you had been through before. He put them in your life to change what you've been through. But you putting them through the pain that was meant for the person that you were with before.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm guilty of it. Like, I remember I used to argue. That's another thing I used to do, get in an argument, and I had been through stuff with the kids and the ex-wife. They did the literal same thing. When they got pissed off, they're like, oh, protective order. Oh, he's violent. He's this, that, and the third. And it's easy for us. We're law enforcement. Like, it's easy to get
Mm-hmm.
it. And both of them thrown immediately out. But it's like the fact that you did it at all, it affected my life. It became a trauma for me. Like, I'm like, this is what women gonna do. So, this woman I was seeing or whatever, like, very special. I'll tell you, be honest, like, I don't think I've loved like that ever before her. And I constantly fear, like, oh, like, as soon as we start arguing, I remember I'd be like, I'd stop and be like, all right, well, I'm done. I'm gonna go before you try to put paperwork on me. Imagine that in an argument. Like, that's like, and it's legit. Mm-hmm. Like, not like a BS fear or nothing. Like, it's legit fear. Yeah. And I'm like, this is stuff that, and it's, it's men in general, but for us, like, we're viewed in this light by many races. Like, black men are abusive, mm-hmm. are aggressive. They're gonna treat you like trash. I know many women that I've talked to or that I have as friends, like, that's what their parents tell them when they find out they're around black men. That's what they tell them about, like, if they think they're going to date a black guy, they're like, no. If they don't, just full out call them in. And it's sad.
Yeah.
But, it all stems back to, it's crazy how it all stems back. Like, I never really thought about it till we had this conversation. It all stems back to, you got to be okay. Mm-hmm. With not being okay. And once you get that, a lot of other stuff will slowly start to make sense. And you'll work your way through it. And I think the biggest thing is having a circle around you that says, of people who are okay, not only with not being okay if they're in that situation, but they're okay with you not being okay. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't change what they do.
Yeah. Or how they feel about you or how they think about you.
Yeah. As long as your actions dictate that you are trying your best, you are trying to get through it, we gonna get through this.
Yeah.
If you were to go through something tomorrow, I'm like, you call me, be like, yo, I am not feeling good, yo, bro. I'm feeling depressed. Like, I'm taking off work. I'm like, bad. I'm in the car. Like, what are we doing? We hitting the gym or we going to the basketball court? Like, I got to stretch next time. Oh, by the way, if you're trying to judge us for the basketball shorts, we was out balling. You know what I'm saying? We was at the court getting it in just before this, and I might have pulled muscle in my lower back, but he got me out here trying to get back into playing basketball. So he had a quick step. What did happen? What was it? Did I have the ball or you had the ball? When I was on my back, I think I
think you had the ball.
Yeah, I think I had the ball and I went to go up and then I was like,
yeah,
because I felt like Uncle Leroy. He was like, my disc again. I was like, bro, that's how I knew. I was like, man, I ain't never had this stretch before playing ball. Yo. I'm like, I mean, you should technically, but
what the old folks say, you ain't no spring chicken no more,
yeah,
right?
man, that jump put it in perspective. But I'm gonna get back out there again. I might go out there tomorrow, depending on what I do. I might take because my back messed up. I might take a light day tomorrow. I might just go hit cardio and sauna and stretch and icy hot. I see you on the court tomorrow. But yeah, that's gonna total up for us today. Love talking to y'all. Please look forward to the next episode. Like I said, we already got some people featured or set up to feature for some new episodes. I'm gonna put the email, or you can just DM for suggestions on topics if you want us to cover anything. Especially if you want us to cover something that's deep or specific, or you're going through something and you want us to talk about it, shoot the DM. If you want to be featured, shoot the DM and let us know, and we'll get right back to you. Again, I'm gonna put it up at the end of this post, at the end of this video, on the screen. Please subscribe to the content. Share, like, subscribe. Share, like, subscribe.
Yep.
Also, you can also put your suggestions down in the comments at the bottom. Whichever way you need to get it to me, just get it to us, and we will ensure we get back to you. So again, thank you very much. We are going to check out because, like I said, we was out there balling. You know what I'm saying?
And now we tired.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired. My legs hurt. But that's my second workout for the day, so I'm going to go home and take a shower and get a hookah, and that's it for me. So he's gonna.
I'm going straight to bed.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna shower and go to bed. So I'll be up for a while because I always stay up. But thank you again. Sign off. Check us out. Again, make sure before you get off, you click that subscribe button. All right. Thanks. I'll let y'all later. Peace. Wave was like, I am so savage. I saw you start rocking. I was like, oh, she's tired.